All right, so we're here for our World Cup qualifiers October recap, guys, on the 8744 channel, guys. We're gonna be discussing about CAF, discussing about CONCACAF, AFC, and UEFA, man. So much to unpack here, man. Buckle up and enjoy, as this is recorded in multiple clips here, guys. Do this process, and I did all this for you guys in one video, guys. One singular video. Everything. There'll be times description below for you guys convenient. So guys, hope you guys enjoy. So it's time for your AFC World Cup qualifiers recap of round four, guys. We're gonna look at the 6 games. I'll give you guys my quick thoughts and everything, how the group unfolded, tell you guys whether I'm surprised or not, everything like that. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So let's start with the first game we got here. It is Oman nil, UAE, Qatar nil. Oman nil, Qatar nil. I mean, quite honestly, guys, there wasn't really a whole lot in this game. This game was pretty uneventful. I will say, I do think Qatar were the better team. Oman did create some chances, and it was quite an even game. I think both teams created a good amount of chance. I do think Qatar created a better quality chance. I mean, Afif had a really good chance, I think, in the 50th minute when I was looking through the highlights, but from what I remember. But yeah, I mean, for Qatar, as I said, they hold on to a point, and for Oman, they proved me wrong because I thought Oman would just be here for vibes. They would do absolutely nothing, but they actually got a good point here, and credit to them. So credit to Oman. They actually managed to get a result against a superior team, and this is one of the rare times where actually Oman actually overperform because generally Oman is the type of team that usually only perform against teams around the same caliber than them. But I think we can all agree, as bad as Qatar is, Oman got the result against a superior team. So credit to Oman and everything. And it kind of showed in the next game because in the next game, they actually gave a very good fight to UAE. Oman actually gave UAE a lot of trouble. Oman were actually leading for large parts of this game. But then UAE, man, they came through. The crosses came through in particular. And UAE scored 2 goals from crosses. And I'm looking at the goalkeeper for Oman. He should have done better. I forgot which goal it was, but I think it was the second goal he should have done so much better for. So credit to UE. They managed to turn this around. They did a comeback on themselves, and it's massive for them. It's massive for them, and they put themselves in a great position on the final match day, knowing that as long as we don't lose to Qatar, we're in the world. We qualify for the World Cup. And remember, UAE actually have a good record against Qatar. UAE managed to win both games against Qatar, so everything was set up for UAE to take care of business and to get it done, despite it being away in Qatar. And for Qatar, they needed to win. They needed to win, and or did it? Or did it? They managed to win this game. And credit Afif. Afif is that guy. And it was really interesting, guys. UAE scored the 2 goals against Oman basically through crosses. Basically, they conceded both goals through crosses. And I think Essie, goalkeeper for UAE, messed up with one of the goals. I think it was the second goal, if I'm not mistaken. He came out his net, and it was almost like karma in some ways, which is funny. And for Afif, man, where would Qatar be without Afif? Afif is that engine maker, guys. He is that difference maker, and he is Qatar's best player. This guy, without Afif, Qatar would be absolutely finished as a footballing country. He is the reason why Qatar is qualified for the World Cup. And if Qatar were to do anything in the World Cup itself, Afif is going to be a large contributor because he is Qatar's best player. He comes with the goals, the assists, the playmaking. I mean, that guy has it all. And for Qatar, as I said, man, congratulations for them to qualify to the World Cup and back-to-back World Cup appearances. It's incredible for them. But let's be real. There's still a lot of big issues with Qatar. And I don't have a lot of faith for Qatar in the next year's World Cup. Because let's be real, guys. This nation's only good against Asian nations. When they play against non-Asian teams, they get exposed. And I'm very positive when I say this. Qatar will not do well at the next World Cup. Max round of 32. And that's if they even get out of the group stage, which I think will be that will be a very amazing if they can do that. Because I'm not even sure they can. So for Qatar, as I said, congratulations to them. They topped the group. I didn't call this correctly. I said UAE to come first. Qatar ended up topping the group, and credit to Qatar. They managed to do it. And for UAE, man, it's so disappointing for them because I actually felt like they could have done it, man. Especially when Qatar went down at 10 men. And then, they had that red card the 89th minute. UAE did score consolation, and there was like 15 minutes of added time. And it just wasn't to be. Qatar held on. And I guess the home advantage really played out. Home advantage was so crucial. And I think that's the reason why Qatar. And it makes me question, guys. If Qatar weren't host nations for these two games, do Qatar still get the job done? I mean, we'll never know, guys. But we'll never know. But Qatar being the host definitely did help, and we know Qatar at home is generally very good. So, credit to Qatar, they managed to do it, and they're through to the World Cup, man. Let's move to Group B, guys. Group B we got here is Indonesia 2, Saudi Arabia 3. This was a thriller of a game, a back and forth game. Indonesia scored first with a penalty, then Saudi responded. Then Saudi scored again, and then it became 3-1, and then Indonesia got a consolation. I will say this though, despite the fact that Indonesia scored 2 goals, 2 of their goals came to the penalty spot. They weren't able to score any in open play. And Saudi Arabia, yes, they got a penalty themselves, but Saudi Arabia actually looked good in this game. They had a great response to this game. I thought they looked really good. And remember, guys, the last time these two teams played against each other, Indonesia actually managed to defeat them at home and got a draw away, right? So for Saudi Arabia, as I said, they got revenge against Indonesia, which was fantastic for them. They needed to get this win. For Saudi Arabia, as I said, man, congratulations. And for Indonesia, man, I still question, why do they sack Chae Tong-yong midway through the qualifiers? That is one of the biggest, dumbest decisions in international football history. Because I can assure you right now, if Chae Tong-yong was still the manager, and this game could have been so different. Could have been so different. Now, is it to say that Saudi Arabia don't win? I mean, Saudi Arabia potentially may have still won. I will never know. But I do think that it would have helped Indonesia's chances largely in the 4th round itself. Right? Then we get to Iraq. 1 Indonesia 0. Iraq, man. Ooh, Iraq, man. They're such a frustrating team to describe because I just don't know what's up with this team. Graham Arnold's come in, and it seems like the same old Iraq as old. It seems like the same old. This team just is so defensive. So defensive. And I'm thinking to myself, what? I remember I saw Iraq at the Asian Cup 2023. They were fantastic. They were playing scintillating attacking football and everything. They put up a great game against Jordan, as we all know. And I know it's a very. I know Iraqis don't like to remember about that game because the controversial right and everything. But still, they're not the same team, and it makes me wonder what's happened to Iraq. Because yeah, they won the game. It was so ugly. It was just a smash and grab win, 1-0. It wasn't pretty, and for Iraq, as I said, man, I'm just so worried for them because this is so underwhelming. And Indonesia, as we know, are not even that great. Like, let's be real. Iraq should be winning this game. The fact it was this close, it just doesn't look great. So, I mean, Iraq got the win. That's all that really matters, and that's the important goal. They scored in the 73rd minute. That's all that matters. But, man, Iraq, man, they really struggled in this game. I wonder. Let me go to the final game, guys. This game, man. Saudi Arabia, man. They were the superior team. Iraq were literally just holding on for majority of the game. Remember said Iraq's attack is dead and non-existent? Well, this game they clearly showed. They were basically parking the bus. They were playing for the draw. And this is the thing I hate, guys, is that when you play for a draw, you oftentimes lose. It's not a good mentality to have. And I understand that Iraq's trying to be conservative and trying to maybe do the defensive thing. But remember, guys, Iraq needed it to win this game because Saudi Arabia, keep in mind, they scored 3 goals. They had the superior goal difference, okay, and goals scored, right? Iraq only scored 1. So I don't really understand why Iraq was so defensive in this game. I just don't understand. It's almost as if like Saudi Arabia needs to be defensive. Saudi Arabia, what it should have happened? Saudi should have been defensive. Iraq should have gone for it. That's what it should have been. But instead, it was more like Saudi wanted this more than Iraq, And so Iraq, man, just very underwhelming. And they got the draw that eliminated Iraq from qualification. Now they can still qualify, but not directly. And Saudi Arabia directly qualified. And so this is how the group finished it out. As you can see, 4 points for both teams, but Saudi scored 3 goals. So there's that. And now we get into the round 5. So this is round 5, guys. As you can see right here, guys, it's a 2-legged affair between UAE and versus Iraq. And what's really interesting, guys, I have a UAE friend and an Iraqi friend in my server and my community. This is going to be very interesting. And these two guys like to talk to each other a lot. And so it's going to be interesting because one of them's going to get heartbroken because only one of them can qualify for the World Cup. And remember, guys, the winner of this doesn't even qualify directly. They still have to go through, they still have to play against the African team. They still have to play against a North American team, potentially even an Oceania team. So, yeah, I mean, as of now, if I had to make a prediction, I can't really predict at this moment. It's so close to call because UAE Iraq both disappointed me. I mean, I kind of knew that Iraq was going to fumble. I knew Iraq wouldn't top this group, but I had UAE to qualify directly, you know. So that's a tough one to call, man. That can go either way, man. That can go either way. I mean, as of now, I'll probably say Iraq might be the slight favorites just because they have the second leg at home, and that could be crucial. And, home advantage is a crucial thing, but at the same time, Iraq have been very underwhelming. So, I mean, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. But of course, we'll be there next month for the prediction and the review, guys. So, like I said, guys, hope you guys did enjoy the short review, guys, of the AFC month. And I'm looking forward to seeing what November has in store, man. For guys to let me know in the comments below if I missed any major talking points. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It is me, 8744, and today, guys, we're going to be looking back on my old predictions I made for the 2026 CAF World Cup qualifier predictions. So I feel like for this section, it would be more interesting if I react to my predictions rather than break down each of the games, because there was a lot of games that really had no meaning. That was pretty much dead rubbers. So I feel like it would be more fitting if we just did this way. All right. So without further ado, guys, go ahead and hit that like button, guys. Hit the subscribe button. And let's go ahead and see how many can get right. Remember, guys, we want to get a total of 18 teams right. So it means top 2 in each group. And then we'll give ourselves a separate prediction at the end to see how many second place teams I called the best 4 at the end. All right. So I'll keep that as a separate point. Actually, you know what? Let's count this way. 22 points. 22 points. Okay. 22 points. And actually, we'll do this separately. Okay. So remember, guys, I just covered the top 2. I didn't even predict the 3rd to 6th because that really just doesn't really matter, quite honestly. So yeah, let's just go ahead and do this, man. So let's start with Group A, guys. And I'll have the real group on the side to show you guys the real standings when I do my editing.
Really helps the channel grow, guys. So we're going to start with the first group we have here is Group A. We have Egypt, Burkina Faso, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, Ethiopia, Djibouti. And by the way, guys, I'm very sorry if I mispronounce any of the African nations because I'm bound to know there will be some I mispronounce. I'm trying my absolute best to pronounce these the best way that I can. So top in the group is Egypt. Egypt, for without a doubt, should be top in this group. And Djibouti will come in last place. For me, that second place battle is really between, for me, Burkina Faso, Guinea-Bissau. I think Sierra Leone, Ethiopia will give it a really good go. I just feel like for me, they're going to draw points against against each other. And I just don't know if they have what it takes to beat Burkina Faso, Guinea-Bissau. And I think they're going to make things close, and I think they're going to give it a good affair, a good matchup. I just feel like for me, they're just going to fall short. I don't think they have the individual quality. And for me, it's really Burkina Faso that should be getting second place. I just think they have too much quality in their.
All right, so I got 2 for 2. I called Egypt and Burkina Faso to finish in the top 2. And yeah, that's all that really matters. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead and move to Group B, guys. We're just going to see the top 2.
DR Congo, Mauritania, Togo, Sudan, and South Sudan. One thing's for sure, Senegal will top this group. And for me, second place is really between DR Congo and Mauritania. I don't think Togo can do it, and Sudan and South Sudan I don't think are good enough. And for me, I think DR Congo should be doing this. I think they should be doing this with the quality.
All right, so I got this one pretty straightforward. It's Senegal, DR Congo. It was pretty straightforward. Yeah, pretty easy. So I'm 4 out of 4 so far, guys. So my ball knowledge is showing. Let's move to Group C. What's this group? I think I messed up with this group. So let's go ahead and see what I said here.
Rwanda, Lesotho. Nigeria, without doubt, should be top in this group. They have way too much quality. They have a star insane attack. And the attack they have is insane. Like, it's probably the best in Africa. And it's insane how many players Nigeria can field for the striker position in particular. They have so many quality strikers. As for second place, I don't think Rwanda, Lesotho is good enough. I think they're going to do really bad. And Zimbabwe could maybe make things close. Maybe can get some draws against Nigeria and South Africa. I don't think they could rack up enough wins though, which will ultimately see them fall through, narrowly short. And for me, it's really between South Africa and Benin, and I'm gonna go with South Africa. I feel like for me, South Africa have improved.
All right, so you know what? This group, I basically got the teams right, except I had it in the wrong order. I had Nigeria first, when in reality was South Africa first, and Nigeria ended up finishing second. And guys, I am very sorry for my Nigeria comments. I was being I was I was giving way too much praise to Nigeria, and I was giving way too much praise. I will say this though, Nigeria's attack is still very good. I mean, we just saw earlier today that Osimhen scored a hat trick against Benin. But the issue is Nigeria's attack is dysfunctional. Like, it doesn't matter how good your attack is. Your midfield defense not being great, you're not bound to do well. So for Nigeria, as I said, man, yeah, I gave them way too much praise. And South Africa, man, credit to them. They topped the group. I didn't see that coming, and they did it, man. They did it. So basically, this is the one I get wrong. So I'm basically 4 out of 6. 4 out of 6. We're gonna count exact. All right. So 6. I'm 6 for 6 in terms of teams, but 4 out of 6 in terms of positions. Let's go to Group D.
We have is Cameroon, Cape Verde, Angola, Libya, Eswatini, and Mauritius.
Mauritius.
Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that right. Cameroon should definitely top this group. They have too much quality to do so. And for me, for second place is very difficult. It was really between, for me, Cape Verde and Angola. I don't think Libya, Eswatini, and Mauritius is good enough. And I'm going to go with an upset. I'm not actually going with Angola to qualify. I feel like for me, this is a nation that have improved. And I feel like for me,
why did I go with Angola to finish the second place? This was a horrible prediction for me. Angola, guys, just to put in perspective, I believe, when I do my editing now, I'm going to have to double check this, but I believe they finished 4th in the group. Even Libya finished above them, I believe. That's sad. That's sad. And if they didn't finish ahead, well, they were not close in terms of contention. Like, bro, that is sad. I really messed up with Group D. Group D, I was completely wrong. I wrote out Cape Verde. And not only did Cape Verde, but let's say they had finished second place, then I would have like, okay, top the group. They topped the group, guys. They topped the group. Bro, I mean, you have to give it to Cape Verde, man. As a debutant nation, to do that is incredible, and the second smallest ever nation to qualify for the World Cup. I mean, that's an incredible achievement, that in itself. So, round of applause to Cape Verde, man, for making me look like stupid in this group. Like, this group I was very stupid with. And Cameroon, of course, as we all know, they ended up finishing second place. So, dang, man. Wow. Yeah, I really messed up with Group D. Group D, I made a clown of myself.
Angola just have something special about them. I was really, really impressed with what they did and the Africa Cup of Nations and so qualifiers. And I just feel like for me, this is a nation that could surprise people. And even though Cape Verde is probably expected to qualify, I think they're going to be an upset. Remember, I told you guys at the beginning of the video that there's going to be an upset, and I'm not really that too sold on Cape Verde, even though they are an Africa Cup of Nations mainstay. So yeah.
Okay, let's move to Group E.
Moving on to Group E, we have Morocco, Zambia, Congo, Tanzania, Niger, Eritrea. Now, I'm going to say this right now, guys. Eritrea have withdrawn. They will not be part of the World Cup qualifiers, so hopefully things go better for them off the pitch. Now, as for topping the group, though, Morocco should definitely top this group. I mean, there should be no question. Like, this is the best nation in Africa right now at the moment, and they're the clear favorites. They're the best Africa nation right now in the world, in my opinion. As for second place, is really, really interesting because you have Zambia and Congo. And for me, Tanzania and Nigeria, I don't think I have enough quality to compete. And for me, I'm going to go with Zambia. I think Zambia, for me...
Oh, my jeez. Zambia were so garbage in this one, guys. Zambia were disgraceful. And I think I have to look back at the group, but I think they finished third, I think. Third or fourth. If I'm not mistaken. I'll obviously pull up the real group here, and I'll do my edits when I do it. But, man, Zambia weren't even close to contention. Niger ended up finishing second place. So, yeah, I was very wrong with Group E. Very wrong. So, basically, the groups I've looked stupid on have been Group D and Group E. Basically, those two groups I've looked stupid. Basically, ever since Group C, guys, I've gone downhill. Can we please get back to making right predictions?
Have what it takes. I've been really, really impressed with them. And I feel like their attack is just insane. Patsa and Daka and Co. And I feel like Zambia, it's time for them to actually show up They won the Africa Cup of Nations, and now can they do one better and qualify for the World Cup, which will be a great way, great achievement for them, because I believe they have never qualified for the World Cup, if I'm mistaken. Then we have Group F right here. I don't know why I went back to Group D. We have Group F right here. We have Ivory Coast, Gabon, Kenya, Gambia, Burundi, Seychelles. Ivory Coast should definitely top this group without a doubt. As for second place, it was a three-way battle for me between Gambia, Gabon, and Kenya. Burundi, Seychelles, I don't think have enough quality. And guys, I'm gonna go with Gambia. I feel like Gambia for me have.
Oh my jeez. Oh, bro, I ended up going with Gambia. Guys, I've been looking stupid for these second place teams. Oh, I forgot to mention I got Morocco right in the Group E. Oh, well, obviously, I was given. But, bro, what was I thinking for Group F? Why did I not pick Gabon, man? Why? Why, man? I didn't trust in Aubameyang, man. Ah, man, yeah. Do I even want to hear my reasoning? Okay, you know what? Let's screw it. Let's hear the reasoning. So, as far as predictions are concerned, guys, so I got 2 for 2, Groups A to B. Group C, I got the teams right. Group D, I got Cameroon right. Group E, I got Morocco right. And Group F, I got Ivory Coast. So basically, I've got total of 7 predictions out of a total of 12. Yeah. Well, sorry, out of a total of 12. Yeah. So that looking really bad. I basically messed up with groups D to E to F. D, D, and F. Let's see what I said.
Impressive. Even though defensively they look a bit vulnerable, and I'm not really been like convinced defensively with them, I feel like for me, this is a team that you can't write off upon. This is a team that has so much character, so much energy, so much passion, and we saw what they did in the 2021 AFCON. They were amazing. They were one of the most impressive teams ever, and I feel like for me, they really did well. For me with Gabon, I just feel like for me this is not they're declining right now at the moment. And even though Aubameyang has come back, the team has not qualified for the AFCON, which is a huge disappointment for them. And even Kenya could even do something. I just feel like for me Kenya don't have that quality compared to Gambia, and I feel like for me Gambia have been more impressive than Kenya in the last major tournament. So hence the reason why I'm going to go with Gambia. That being said, though, I could see Kenya do it. And, Gabon could finish as low as 4th. As a pot 2 nation, that would be pretty bad.
Okay, yeah, I definitely wrote Gabon off really badly. Okay, by the way, guys, I messed up with my math here. It's actually 9 out of 12. 9 out of 12.
Group G, we have here Algeria, Guinea, Uganda, Mozambique, Botswana, Somalia. I'm going to say this right now. Algeria should definitely top this group without a doubt. They have too much quality. I expect them to do so. As for second place, it was really between Guinea and Uganda, and maybe Mozambique. I think Botswana, Somalia are just not good enough. And for me, I think Guinea should do this. They have one of the most informed strikers right now in the world, in Europe right now at the moment. Guirassi's been in incredible form, and I just.
Yeah, I messed up here, guys. Uganda ended up finishing second. So basically, guys, what I've been noticing is that I've been getting the top teams right. It's just the second place teams I've been messing up a lot. So yeah, so basically 10 out of 14 now. Yeah, looking bad.
Like for me, he alone is going to score a lot of goals in this group, and who knows, he can make a big move over the summer, big move depending on how he does for Guinea and the World Cup qualifiers. So yeah, I think Guinea will do this. I think Uganda, Mozambique will make things very, very close. So I think they'll just narrowly fall short. And then finally, we move on to Group H, the penultimate group we have here is Tunisia, Equatorial Guinea, Namibia, and Malawi, Liberia, and Sao Tome Principe. For me, Tunisia, without doubt, should be top in this group. They have too much quality to do so. As for second place, it was really difficult, really, really tough, because for me, Liberia, Sao Tome are not going to do it. It was for me between Equatorial Guinea and Namibia and Malawi. I'm going to go with Equatorial Guinea, though, because I feel like for me, they.
Now, here's the thing, guys. I think I could have got this one right if Equatorial Guinea didn't get the 6-point deduction. As we all know, Equatorial Guinea got the 6-point deduction, which kind of ended up ruining their qualifier hopes. Yeah, so I feel like had the 6-point deductions not happened, I could have potentially got this one right, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Namibia ended up finishing second, so so far, I'm basically not doing too well. So basically, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 out of 16. No, not. Wait, that's not right. Wait, I would. Hold up. I think I had let's see. I got 2 for Group A, 2 for Group B, 2 for Group C, then Group D 1. So 2 Group D E 2 Group F G. So basically 9 plus 5, 14, and then 14 over 16. Wait, hold up. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 11. Oh, sorry, 11 out of 16.
They know Tunisia very well, and we have seen that at times that they can get the win over Tunisia. And the World Cup we have here is the final group of Mali, Ghana, Madagascar, Central African Republic, Comoros, and Chad. For me, top of this group without doubt should be Ghana. They should be able to top this group with the players they have. I expect them to do so. And for second place, guys, it was really between Mali and Madagascar, and maybe Central African Republic. I don't think Comoros or Chad are good enough. And so for me, for second place, though, it should be Mali. It should be Mali. They have a really good squad on.
I predicted Mali, man. Of course, Mali let me down. So I got 12 out of 18, guys. Yeah, pretty bad. Pretty bad, to say the least. So let's go ahead and look at what second place teams I got.
And they should be delivering at this stage. Now we're going to go ahead and go on to the playoffs. So these are the best 4 second place teams. These are the teams I think will rack up the most second points.
All right, so I called Burkina Faso. That was incorrect. They almost did it, to be fair. They almost made the playoffs today, guys. But they missed on goal difference. Zambia weren't even close. And Guinea weren't even close at all. So, yeah. Very, very bad predictions there in the DR Congo. So the only one I got right was DR Congo. I only got DR Congo right. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch gears, guys, real quick. I want to show you guys all the second place teams. Look at the top 4. That we'll go over. That we'll quickly look at the playoffs, because the playoffs have been decided, guys. Playoffs have been decided. So let's go ahead and switch gears. So let me go ahead and share my screen there. And yeah, so give me a few seconds right there as we pull up the screen right here, guys. So these are all the second place teams. As you can see, we have all the second place teams right here. We got the second place teams right here, guys. And as you can see, everyone's played 8 matches because everyone's had to deduct points for the withdrawal with Eritrea. So as you can see right there, Gabon ends up finishing first, DR Congo second, Cameroon third, and Nigeria fourth. Burkina Faso, man, I feel so bad for them. Look at this. They were literally only 1 goal away from being in the 4th place position. So Nigeria, man, very, very fortuitous to make it there. And then Niger missing out, and then Madagascar and Uganda. And yeah, so let's go look at this, man. So we have our matches right here. We got Nigeria versus Gabon and Cameroon versus DR Congo. Okay. So, guys, you know what this means, guys, right? One in Nigeria or Cameroon is going to miss out of the next World Cup, right? And if you look at this right here, guys, look at this permutations. Obviously, Nigeria qualified before Cameroon qualified. DR Congo have not qualified as an independent nation. Now, they have qualified in the past under a different name, and Gabon have never qualified before. So we're in store for a very interesting match on the final on November 16th. We could have potentially an ultimate clash between Nigeria versus Cameroon, or we can have Nigeria versus DR Congo, or we can have Gabon versus DR Congo, which would be amazing. That means we're guaranteed a debutant, basically, or Gabon versus Cameroon. Guys, that's going to be very interesting. I am very much looking forward to those games, and it's going to be so enthralling because both these matches are close. I don't think it was a clear favorite. Obviously, I think a lot of people are going to expect Nigeria versus Cameroon to happen. But as we've seen, Gabon has been great. I mean, look what Gabon did. I mean, they only lost 1 game. That's incredible. 6 wins, only 1 draw, right? And DR Congo, I mean, look how they've done. Just as impressive, right? So it's going to be very interesting because when you look at Cameroon, Nigeria, the favorites, they kind of just waltzed away here. Only 4 wins and 3 draws. So we could have a very interesting scenario for the November window, guys. I'm so looking forward to November set of games, guys. It's going to be so fascinating to watch how that all unfolds and everything. So I hope you guys did enjoy this CAF review, guys. This was so fun to do. Looking back at my predictions, seeing how stupid I was with my picks, and seeing how I did overall. So I hope you guys did enjoy. Remember, guys, to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. So welcome back, guys. So we're going to be doing our CONCACAF section of the review, guys. So starting with Group A, we got here, guys, is Suriname 1, Guatemala 1. And for Guatemala, man, credit to them because I think the reason why they got a point in this game, because they shouldn't have got a point in this game, was Hagen. Hagen, the goalkeeper for Guatemala, is outstanding. I'm going to go so far as to say he's one of the best CONCACAF goalkeepers right now. He phenomenal goalkeeper, and that goal that Lom scored, fantastic volley there. What a volley that is from Guatemala. And for Suriname, they managed to rescue him a point at the very end, falling from the corner kick there. And yeah, for Suriname, it's going to be a disappointment for them because this is a game they probably should have won, but they at least got a draw, and that's a great result for them. And so for Suriname, as I said, man, disappointment for them to draw points, but hey, at least they picked up a point. For Guatemala, man, crucial point on the road. As for El Salvador nil, Panama 1. Panama, man. What's happened to Panama? This is a Panama team that I've regarded as the best team outside the Big Three. And the fact they're struggling in a group of this magnitude is shocking to me because let's be real. If we're looking at these opponents right here, El Salvador is a team that's fallen off. Guatemala is kind of up in the rise, but they're still not ready yet. And Suriname is also kind of up in the rise as well. So Panama should be bossing this group. Panama should be cakewalking this group, clean sweeping this group. Instead, they're struggling. And if you're struggling El Salvador on the road, that just says a lot. And so Panama, man, they got the goal there for Ayurdo with a nice combination play there. But man, El Salvador can feel very hard done by because I feel like that goal should have stood for them in the first half, and they had a potential penalty appeal. I think that was in the second half. So El Salvador, man, they just don't have enough quality in the final third because I actually feel like their midfield defense is good. It's just their attack is so garbage. But yeah, for Panama, as I said, man, huge win for them on the road. The first win, the qualifiers, and it's a massive, massive win. As we get to Panama 1, Suriname 1. Panama, man, dropping points at home to Suriname is unacceptable. I understand that Suriname is an improving team. We've seen Suriname really surprise a lot of people in the qualifiers, but come on, you're at home. You should be winning this game. At Suriname, they managed to score the goal there. Margaret, the goal, the 21st minute. And that goalkeeper for Suriname was outstanding. I forgot his name at the top of my head, but when I do my editing, I will definitely show a picture of him because he was outstanding. He basically kept Suriname in the game. Panama, they managed to score a late goal at the end, 96th minute. Diaz coming off the bench there, scoring a crucial goal. And for Panama, as I said, man, it's looking really rough for them. But hey, they got 4 points this window, much better than the last window where they got 2 points. So Panama, as I said, man, it's looking dicey for them, but I still think they're in a strong position because they haven't lost any games yet, right? For El Salvador nil, Guatemala 1. Guatemala managed to get revenge. It was a great goal there from Guatemala Sanchez. And remember how El Salvador defeated them in the reverse fixture, and El Salvador got very lucky and scraped a win somehow? Well, this time around, Guatemala managed to get revenge and beat them at their ground. So for El Salvador, looking at this group right here, guys, I think it's fair to say that El Salvador is practically out. They have 2 away games to play, and their 2 home games they picked up 0 points. I don't see El Salvador doing much. And it's really a bit. It's really interesting because we have a 3-way battle for that top 2 spot. And remember, guys, only first place is guaranteed. And remember, second place can only advance if it's the 2 best second place teams. So you're kind of rolling the dice there. You're not really sure what to expect there. So it makes the November games very interesting, guys. And the November games very interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing how this group unfolds because this is a group that I thought would be so straightforward, but this group has been anything but straightforward. So I'm looking forward to see how Group A unfolds here, guys, and we'll see if Panama actually strive and continue. Because I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to say this on record, guys. If Panama fails to qualify for this World Cup, it'll be a bigger disgrace than United States not qualifying in 2018. I'm going to say it right here. Moving on to Group B, guys. We got Group B here. We got Bermuda nil, Trinidad 3. Trinidad absolutely clean sweep Bermuda on the road, which was to be expected. And yeah, shout out to Trinidad for getting that massive win there on the road. As for Curacao, they defeated Jamaica 2-0. They had some great counterattacking goals. And yeah, for Jamaica, as I said, I actually thought they played well in this game. It's just their offense didn't deliver, and their defense was just a nightmare. And so with Jamaica, yeah, you never know what you get with the regular boys. Sometimes they're very good or sometimes they're very bad. It's kind of like one of the things with Jamaica is that they're either very good or very bad. Nothing really in between, and it just happens to be one of those days that were very bad. Curacao 1, Trinidad 1. Curacao, man. It's really a shame because this always happens, guys. When an underdog gets a big result against a superior team, they can never follow it up against a team that's similar on their level. And this is what Curacao exactly did. Because let's be real, guys. As much as Curacao can say that they're frustrated they didn't win this game, they were lucky to not lose this game because Trinidad created a lot of good opportunities this game. And Gore there with the goal, 19th minute, fantastic goal, back-to-back games for him. And then Trinidad, fantastic header there from Spence. And yeah, I thought Trinidad were the much better team. And honestly, Trinidad were kind of unlucky to not win this game. So for Curacao, as I said, man, they're lucky to not lose this game. And I think it's massive. And remember, guys, Trinidad have 2 home games left in the window. So Trinidad, despite the fact they didn't pick up they picked up only 1 point. That 2 home games is massive for them. And Jamaica obviously destroyed Bermuda as we expected. So looking at this group right here, guys, Bermuda is obviously eliminated. They have nothing to play for. They're out. And now we have basically a battle between Jamaica and Curacao Trinidad. Because Trinidad, even though they're on 5 points and they're 3 points behind, they have 2 home games. So they can potentially get a maximum of 11 points. And remember, they play against Jamaica and they play against Bermuda. So Trinidad, obviously, we expect them to be Bermuda. But that Jamaica game is going to be fascinating. And for Curacao, it's what they do against Jamaica. That's going to be interesting. Obviously, Curacao do play Bermuda. So we have a very interesting Group B finale there in November, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this one unfolds because we're in for potentially a big excitement there. As we move to Group C, guys, we got Honduras nil. Nicaragua nil. Haiti 3. Haiti absolutely demolished Nicaragua on the road, and I'm kind of surprised Nicaragua was so bad. I didn't think Nicaragua would be this bad because they actually had a decent September window, and yeah, they were dreadful this month. Were really bad, and I'll get to the Costa Rica game, which that was even more worse somehow. And for Haiti, as I said, man, huge win for them. Fantastic win on the road, and it puts them in a great position. Honduras nil, Costa Rica nil. There wasn't quite a lot in this game. It was a very uneventful game. Costa Rica very underwhelming in this game. I was surprised how bad Costa Rica were because I was looking at possession. Honduras has 70% possession, guys. Costa Rica had only 28, which is wild to me. And so Honduras actually created a lot of good opportunities, but they weren't able to get a lot on target. And so it was a largely even game. And I think Costa Rica will be the more happier of the two teams since they got a point on the road. And for Costa Rica, as I said, man, their offense really needs to deliver because their offense has been very underwhelming in these qualifiers so far. We've seen. So yeah, and then Honduras absolutely smashed Haiti 3-0, which is funny because Haiti just came off smashing Nicaragua, and then Honduras just smashed them. So it's very interesting how this group is unfolding. Like a lot of weirdness is happening there. And so Honduras, man, they were fantastic first half, and the second half they were just kind of like, okay, the game's done. Costa Rica 4, Nicaragua 1. Guys, Nicaragua, oh my geez. Some of the goals I saw Nicaragua could see. I'm sorry, that bicycle kick goal from Calvo and I think Ugalde, that Nicaragua goalkeeper. I mean, that guy should be benched. I'm sorry, that goalkeeper was disastrous. He made so many costly mistakes, and yeah, he was dreadful. He was garbage. And Nicaragua, it's Joe over for them. Go over. And Costa Rica, man, pick up a massive win for the goal difference. So looking at this group right here, guys, Nicaragua's practically out. They're done. Nicaragua's done. The defense is just a calamity at the back. So Nicaragua's for sure out. Now it's a question of who's going to get that third spot. Because remember, guys, Honduras is on 8 points. That's incredible. And remember, I think Honduras have to play Costa Rica. That's going to be a massive game in the November fixture. Because if Honduras managed to get a draw there, that could just be enough for Honduras to do it. And Costa Rica obviously do have to play Haiti. So Costa Rica is in a really bad position where they're not going to get direct qualification. If I'm looking at all the Pot 1 teams, they might be the most danger. I mean, them or Panama. I would say I think Costa Rica is bigger danger because, let's be real, guys. They have to play Honduras away, I believe. And I think they play Honduras away. So that's going to be a big, massive test. And then obviously they got to play Haiti as well. So, and neutral venues. So Costa Rica, man, they put themselves in a really tricky position. So it's going to be interesting to see how this group unfolds. But I'm looking forward to see how this group unfolds because CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers, as we've seen, guys, has been anything but predictable. All these groups have some interesting surprise elements in it. And a lot of people like to say CONCACAF is the most predictable confederation. It's the most boring confederation. Well, these qualifiers have proven that every group it's up for grabs. There's not a group that's like clear and decided, basically. So I'm very interested to see how this group unfolds and everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little recap for you guys. Let me know if there's any major talking points and comments below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Out. So it's time for you a UEFA recap of the World Cup qualifiers. So we have Northern Ireland 2, Slovakia 0. Northern Ireland, man, they pick up a big win at home against Slovakia in a game in which I thought Slovakia was going to get a result here, but it just turns out, man, Northern Ireland. Remember, Slovakia didn't have a great September window. Remember, they barely scraped a win against Luxembourg away from home. So for Northern Ireland, Slovakia, it's a bit of a reality check that's showing that, hey, there's still team still needs to improve a lot. And yeah, and for Northern Ireland, man, massive victory as they keep their hopes qualification still alive. Germany, of course, they smashed Luxembourg as expected, and they Germany got the job done against Northern Ireland. And Northern Ireland gave a very good game, and Walterman, I think, is a new striker for Germany. He's better than Kai Havertz, but Warner. And Slovakia, of course, they defeated Luxembourg 2-0 at home. So, really, I feel like this group is pretty straightforward in the sense that I think we have basically Luxembourg is just here for vibes. They're not going to do much. And now we have basically a shootout between Germany and Slovakia for the top two spot. Because remember, guys, that crucial game is going to be next month where Germany plays Slovakia at home. And assuming that Germany do get the job done, it will qualify. And maybe Northern Ireland can spoil the party. We'll see, of course. That is Group A for you guys. Done, dusted. As we move to Group B, man. Kosovo 0, Slovenia 0. Very, very uneventful game. Slovenia did improve defensively compared to the September window, but man, their attack is garbage. And Kosovo, man, I think defensively have been very solid. Very, very solid. You have to give them the props, and they managed to pick up a draw at home, and it's a fantastic result. Fantastic result there. They got Switzerland 2, Sweden 0. Sweden were abysmal. Oh my jeez. The Swedish thing is really bad, and they have sacked the manager. Thomason has left thing, and now there's been strong rumors suggesting that Graham Potter will be the new Sweden manager, which I think will be a huge upgrade because I think what Sweden need right now is a complete revamp because their midfield is so bad, their defense is so bad, their attack looks so disjointed, and I feel like with Graham Potter, they could give more stability, and I think that's what Sweden really needs. So for Switzerland, got a penalty there from Xhaka, and then Manzabi scores a goal there, 94th minute. Slovenia 0, Switzerland 0. Great result for Switzerland. Even though they did win the game, Switzerland still managed to pick up a point on the road. And Slovenia, not really a whole lot happened this game. The game was for nothing anyway, and Slovenia's attack is just bad. And the Kosovo, they pick up the win there. Aslani with a goal at the 32nd minute as Kosovo with a historic double over Sweden. So looking at this group right here, guys, Sweden pretty much top the group. Like it's done and dusted. They're the only team undefeated. They're going to top the group. They're going to sweep this group and probably going to defeat it. At second place in Kosovo and Slovenia, I think. I think Sweden might be done here because Sweden don't play Kosovo anymore, and Sweden have to play Slovenia at home, and then they got to play Switzerland away. So Sweden might be done in terms of second place. But remember, guys, because of the Nations League, they're probably going to still make the playoffs as a low seeded team. And so for Slovenia, as I said, they're going to have to beat Kosovo the next month because if they do not beat them, Kosovo is probably going to run away with second place. So Slovenia, man, we'll see if they can beat Kosovo the next month. And yeah, as this group unfolds. As we move to Group C, we got here Denmark absolutely obliterated Belarus as expected. And Scotland, they defeated Greece. And Greece, man, I actually thought they played well in this game. But man, the individual mistakes, man. It's like they're just inexperienced. And when you have such a young team, you're naturally going to make mistakes at this high profile. And when you make mistakes at the high professional level, you're going to get exposed. And Greece got exposed, and they conceded the goals. And Scotland, they do have a comeback. They're at home. And I'll be honest with you, I don't even think Scotland were that great in the game, but they managed to pick up the win, and that's the important thing. As they also narrowly defeated Belarus, which how are they struggling to beat Belarus at home? It's kind of concerning, but man, they got the win. That's all that really matters. And the Denmark, once again, against Greece, and kind of like the same thing as I said, Greece just capitulated with individual mistakes there. And so, guys, we have a first team eliminated. Big team, Greece. A lot of people are saying Greece could be a team that could maybe top this group or even come second place. Finish third is really sad. And yeah, I believe I had them second place if I remember correctly. But back at my predictions, of course, we'll look back at my predictions next month. We'll see how I react to that. I'm not going to look at that video now, but I believe I predicted Greece second. Then, yeah, it's over. Greece are eliminated. And now we have a shootout between Denmark and Scotland for the winner right there. And who's going to directly qualify. And I believe Scotland do play Denmark at home, which is really massive. If Scotland do beat Denmark, that could be massive. And remember, guys, Denmark do play Belarus at Belarus, so you would expect Denmark to win. So that crucial match, Scotland-Denmark, is probably going to be the decider for which country tops the group. As we move to Group D, guys, we got here, guys, Iceland 3, Ukraine 5. Iceland, they had a great game. I thought they played really well in this game, but defensively, they were just really bad. Defensively, they were really bad, and they conceded those 2 goals. They could have got a draw in this game as well, but they managed to slip up. And yeah, for Ukraine, man, massive, massive win for them on the road. As remember, guys, Ukraine did draw points to Azerbaijan this September window, so it kind of makes up for the fact they draw points there. And then, of course, France, of course, they took care of business against Azerbaijan as suspected. And Iceland to France too. Wow, what a game this was! And you got to give credit to Iceland for managing to hold a point to a former World Cup champion, 2018 World Cup champion. So for France, man, it's crazy. And Mateta, he scores his first goal after not being the national team for 6 years. It's actually crazy. And Ukraine do pick up the win against Azerbaijan. So for France, we know what the France are. They're just going to do the bare minimum in the qualifiers and just qualify, and we'll see the true version of France at the World Cup itself. So I wouldn't get too critical of France. I wouldn't draw the conclusions, oh, France is really bad. I wouldn't say this stuff because at the end of the day, they just want to qualify. And to be fair, going away to Iceland is pretty tough. It's not an easy place to go to. So the fact that France they still managed to get a point, not at their best, shows how difficult it is to beat France. So when you look at the standings right here, guys, France is top of the group, and Ukraine and Iceland. And I think with that victory that Ukraine got over Iceland, I think it's fair to say that Ukraine should be getting second place. And yeah, for Iceland, it was a good run, but I think Ukraine should get the job done. And yeah, so like I said, it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. And I think Ukraine have to play Iceland again. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that happens. But yeah, it pretty much done in just this group. As we move to Group E, we got here Turkey obliterated Bulgaria, man. Turkey, man. Fantastic win there. Spain obliterated Georgia. Turkey obliterated Georgia. Spain obliterated Bulgaria. This group was so many lopsided score lines. And for Georgia, as I said, man, have they regressed ever since the Euros? Because I feel like ever since the Euros, guys, the Georgia have kind of gone downhill. They just haven't been the same. I don't know what's going on. Do Georgia need to get a new manager? Or maybe this is just a difficult group? I mean, to be fair, this group is pretty hard. I mean, you have a Euro champion in your group, and you got Turkey. That's like one of the most promising nations coming through. I mean, you got Yildiz, you got Guler as well. I mean, the amount of talent that Turkey have is incredible. So maybe I'm being a bit harsh here, but I do think that Georgia have regressed, and I still stand by they have not been the same ever since the Euros, and so maybe things have to change. But for Georgia, as I said, man, I think their next aspiration is try to qualify the next Euros, and for that, so. For Turkey and Spain, man, absolute cruise control there. And yeah, I mean, Spain, man, top of the group, man, 12 points, unbeaten, perfect record, 4 out of 4 wins. And yeah, it's looking great for them, man. It's looking great for them. And they even did this without some of the key players like Yamal wasn't even present, and they still managed to do this. And Turkey, of course, are in a great position as well. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens there in this one. As we move to Group F, guys, and yeah, Georgia, even though they're not eliminated, they're almost eliminated. As we move to Group F, we got Hungary 2, Armenia 0. Hungary got the win there against Armenia, and yeah, fantastic win there for Hungary. Managed to get the win there, and the Portugal barely just beat Republic of Ireland. And yeah, with Ruben Neves for the 91st minute, and I believe this was the game that Ronaldo missed the penalty. Yeah, Ronaldo missed the penalty here in this game, caused the craziness. But obviously, Portugal were still able to win, of course. And then Republic of Ireland versus Armenia. I mean, the fact that Armenia actually gave them a very competitive game, and obviously the red card did completely change the game, because had the red card not happened, who knows if Ireland would have won. And Ireland did get the win there with Ferguson there. And the Portugal, Hungary, man. Wow. Hungry, man. Massive point for them on the road, as Szoboszlai scores a last-minute goal to deny Portugal from becoming one of the first nations to qualify in Europe. Because had Hungary not scored the late goal, Portugal would have been one of the first nations to qualify. So with Ronaldo, man, he's going to score the goals. You just have to give him service. Give him service, Ronaldo will bury them. And that's what Portugal need to do, is that Ronaldo is still very good. And I still think Ronaldo is still very important to the national team. But going to have to give a service, because he cannot play make anymore. He just doesn't have the legs anymore to do that anymore. But his goal. All right, so I mean, like I said, guys, Portugal should still directly qualify, even despite the draw. And for Hungary, yeah, they got the point on the road, which I think is massive for them, and that could be massive applications for them to get second place over Republic of Ireland. And even though Armenia is on 3 points, I think Armenia is not out of this yet. So I think the more interesting with this group is not even who comes first, because we all know Portugal will clean sweep this group. It's a matter of who's going to get that second place. You know, that should be interesting. But regardless, as I said, this group is pretty much settled for that top spot. As we move to Group G, guys, Finland defeat Lithuania, of course, as expected. Netherlands defeat Malta, and Netherlands defeat Finland. So pretty much expected results. And yeah, Netherlands, I thought, had a very good window. 8 goals scored, 0 goals conceded. Obviously, the September camp, they weren't so great. I mean, they were struggling to barely beat Lithuania. And then obviously they had that draw against Poland. So much better window here. And I think for Netherlands, the thing now they have to realize is that who's going to be that striker up front. Because I feel like, with all due respect, Malen cannot be a striker. Malen just simply cannot be a striker. I don't think he's good enough, in my opinion. So Netherlands have to find someone else to be the striker or just play a false nine or something. And because I feel like Netherlands midfield wise is very good, defensively very good. It's just that it's just a striker position. Kind of a question mark there as Poland defeated Romania. So looking at this group right here, guys, Netherlands have pretty much secure qualification. Even though Poland is 3 points behind, when you look at that goal difference, Netherlands is 13 goals ahead of Poland. And even if Poland do beat Netherlands next month, which Poland do play Netherlands next month, it may not even mean much because of the goal difference sake. So, and remember, goal difference is the tiebreaker, not head to head. Now, if it was head to head, oh, that would make things interesting. But I believe it's goal difference. So, from like a neutral point of view, I don't really feel like this group is going to really excite much. I feel like this group is pretty much settled in terms of top spot. And let's be real, Poland is way better than Finland. Finland is garbage. I mean, look at that goal difference there. Like they're literally plus 11 goals ahead. Yeah, I mean, Poland should be getting second place. Let's be real. As moved to Group H, we got Austria 10, San Marino nil. I mean, it was expected Austria obliterated San Marino, not surprising there. As Bosnia threw away a 2-goal lead against Cyprus on the road and conceded a last-minute penalty there, which could be detrimental for their chances of qualification. And for Bosnia, man, how do you fumble it to Cyprus? With all due respect, you shouldn't be fumbling to Cyprus. And as Cyprus destroys San Marino, Romania pick up a huge win against Austria with a last-minute winner there. And Romania, man, what's happened to Romania since the Euros, man? Romania since the Euros have not been the same. But that win against Austria might have just galvanized the team. As we look at the standings right here, guys, wow. This group is interesting because we all know Cyprus is out. San Marino is basically, well, San Marino can still qualify through the playoffs. There's still a slimmer chance. And yeah, so this group, man, is going to be interesting. This group is very close to call, and that I think that Romania-Bosnia game could be the decider for that second place spot. And if Romania do beat Bosnia, that could be massive. Remember, guys, I believe Bosnia got the result against Romania on the road, so this time Bosnia will be at home. So Romania, remember, guys, Romania still have a Nations League guaranteed spot. So, like, they won their Nations League group. So even if Romania don't finish second, they'll still probably be one of the teams to advance to the Nations League because they topped the Nations League group. And for Austria, they should still be able to top the group despite losing the last minute there against Romania. But this group is interesting, though. Nothing to write conclusions about. As we enter Group I, Norway obliterated Israel as expected. And you know the crazy thing is, Holland missed 2 penalties in the game and yet still scored a hat trick. I mean, that just shows how good Holland is right now. And let's have a comment in the comments below. Is Holland the best striker in Europe right now? Best striker in the world? Because the only other one that I can maybe think is better is maybe Kylian Mbappe. But Holland, man, what a performance against Israel. Israel were so bad as we expected. And the Italy, of course, beat Estonia on the road 3-1. They shouldn't be conceding, but hey, they got the win. The Estonia won, Moldova won. Snooze fest there. And then Italy, of course, destroyed Israel. So looking at this group right here, guys, Norway is pretty much in a really strong position. Norway is going to qualify directly because even if Italy do beat Norway, that goal difference is not going to get overturned. Norway is pretty much locked in first place. Italy will likely get second place, and Israel can no longer qualify through the group. Now, they can still maybe get through the Nations League, but in terms of qualification, it's pretty much over. And yeah, let's move on to Group J, guys. As we move to this one, Kazakhstan 4, Liechtenstein 0. Great result there for Kazakhstan as they obliterate Liechtenstein, but come on, as expected. And the Belgium 0, North Macedonia 0. Wow, what a result for North Macedonia to get pick up a draw against Belgium on the road. And Belgium, as we know, guys, are generally very good at home. So the fact that they managed to draw points at home is very surprising. There, you got to give credit to Mystery, who had to manage a match performance against Belgium. But then the following game makes a stupid error for the Kazakhstan goal. And this is what I say, guys, with these underdogs, that these underdogs can get results against big teams. But then the next game, they underperformed, they fumbled it. And I'm sorry for North Macedonia. If you're able to get a draw against Belgium away from home, you should be able to beat Kazakhstan at home. And so, really bad there for North Macedonia to not beat Kazakhstan there at home. They continue the unbeaten streak, though. And Belgium, man, they decimate Wales. They decimate Wales. And Wales, man, I don't know what Craig Bellamy was doing at the high line there. Very, very risky tactics there as Belgium took care of business. They got a big 4-2 win on the road, and it kind of makes up for the fact they dropped points at home to North Macedonia. And when you look at this group right here, guys, Belgium, that win there is so massive because let's say they hadn't won that game. Let's say they had tied the game, which I expected them to. They would have been second in the group. And so Belgium, man, huge, huge win for them. I think that puts them in a great position to qualify. North Macedonia and Wales, it's going to be interesting between that North Macedonia and Wales. And remember, guys, that's going to be an interesting game. So for North Macedonia, as I said, man, that Wales, North Macedonia, and Wales going to be at home for that game. And the guys, Wales generally don't even lose at home. So if Wales can get a result against North Macedonia, it could be massive for them. But look at that goal difference. So they're 6 goals off. So Wales going to have to win big against North Macedonia, and then obviously Wales to get the business. So we are in for a very enthralling there in the end. As we move to the penultimate group right here, guys, we got Group K. We got Latvia 2, Andorra 2. Decent result for both teams, I suppose. And yeah, and then of course the big one, the game that we all were discussing about. Albania managed to pick up a win against Serbia on the road, and with this result, guys, Serbia are done. I've said it, guys, ever since the World Cup 2022, Serbia have gone on this downhill trajectory. Pizzi has resigned as a manager, and Serbia have just been what has happened to Serbia, man? Because this Serbia team used to play so good football before the World Cup. Before the World Cup, they were playing some of the best attacking football. I mean, they went literally away to Portugal and defeated them at their own stadium. And now they're losing to Albania at home, with all due respect. So, huge win for Albania. Ray Manaj with the goal there. And I think it's fair to say Serbia are done. Serbia are garbage. They're finished. Serbia, they pick up the win against Andorra, which was expected. And then England beat Latvia. So, because of the fact that Albania did Serbia a favor, Albania actually helped England out. And because Albania helped England out, England was able to automatically qualify this window by getting 6 wins there, 18 goals scored. And Albania pretty much put themselves in a really strong position for the second place. Because remember, guys, before this game, Serbia was ahead. But now Albania pick up that win, and Serbia, I think, are done. I think it's over for Serbia in terms of second place. So Albania, man, huge, huge win on the road there against Serbia. And for Serbia, as I said, man, they need an overhaul. They need an overhaul. As we move to the final group, guys, we got Czech Republic 0, Croatia 0. That wasn't really a whole lot from this game. It was just a boring game. The Faroe Islands 4, Montenegro 0. What a result there for Faroe Islands to destroy Montenegro. And Montenegro's not even that bad of a team, guys. And so the fact that Faroe Islands did this is crazy. And they're like generally considered one of the minnows. And then they followed it up by beating Czech Republic. Massive 6 points there for Faroe Islands. It is crucial there. And for Czech Republic, man, they had a disastrous window. Because the thing with Czech Republic, guys, from what I've seen, is that they're very good midfield-wise, defensively good, but it's just their attack is non-existent. Their attack is just dead, right? And so that's the problem with Czech Republic, is that their attack is just not there. And because their attack is not there, they can't score goals. That's a big, big issue. And so this is why Czech Republic's a really tricky one to analyze, because I think their defense midfield very good, but just their attack is just garbage. And then obviously Croatia, and now like Gibraltar. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to say that Croatia pretty much put themselves in a strong position to directly qualify. And Czech Republic, despite the fact they lost to Faroe Islands, I still think they're in a strong position to finish second place over Faroe Islands. But yeah, like I said, Faroe Islands will make this very competitive. I have to give them credit, and I don't think many of us expect them to do this well. So there you have it, man. That is your UEFA qualifiers recap for you guys. Hope you guys did enjoy this recap for you guys. Let me know in the comments below if there's any major talking points. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. I hope you guys enjoyed my World Cup qualifiers October recap. It was a blast. It was nearly an hour. So if you made it all the way to the end of this video, I really do appreciate it. It really does mean a lot. And let me know in the comments if you made it all the way to the end. That would be really appreciated. And remember, guys, to like and subscribe while you're down there. Support the channel. Remember, guys, to we're getting closer to 3,000 subscribers, and let's try to get it at some point. And obviously, if I'm a member of the channel to get access to members' videos, member streams, helps the channel grow. Thank you guys for watching.